I'm Alessio Cannizzo and I'm 32 years old from Rome. I work with different type of materials and media. I brought here a series of sculpture that works with oppositions and light, obscurity and also borders. The works are ritualistic in a way, and they approach this idea of inside battle, let's say, contradictions also, or oppositions. They all relate to each others, and I think it's a good trip, also like a change in my art and my conceptual analysis of what's happening around. The material is a border because we can change it and we can break it in a way, and it can also confine us, it can repel us and can contrast us in a way. I have also like a sensual attraction to it, and my body is in a dialogue and a relation with it. And I think this is also happening between human beings and borders. That's how we kind of relate between each others, and we create a kind of a skin to protect each others. For me, the material is an archive because we leave traces on it, and I think we leave traces on daily life and like in what is happening. And in here, like for example, the wheat is also like a way to cage or to crystallize light. My way of working is to create like a physical relation with the material, and this is changing by itself and they change together. Also my body is shaping by the material, and this is important. The sound that produce, so how the room is shaped by the sound, by the vibration, by the violence also of the act. And the wheat here are part of like a more ritualistic process of inserting something inside a body, and this is also like, I don't know, like inserting something through a border to the skin. It's also interesting. I was always a performative in my life, so like I think performance is for me like a way of telling a story with my body. And with the sculpture, it's more like collecting the energy of a performative action inside of an object that is gonna stay there. Yeah, that is a different way to deliver the message, different medias that I like. Like I would say that sometimes I really don't think about these things because for me it's more natural. I have to be honest, it's not so mechanical. How, let's say I work between a studio practice that involves gestures and movement, involve a direct connection and dialogue with the material itself, and sometimes is more, sometimes I direct this to the production of materials that I archive and I will reuse for a second part of the work that is more like a sculptural composition. So let's say I have two phases, and on the side of this I also do my performances, and this is more it has a more like it has a more like dramaturgy and as a story to tell that works in parallel with the sculpture side, but is also independent. So I don't know, it's different profile of myself. But there is simply like a switch in my energy level. So for example, like when I have the studio practice and I produce material, like metal material that I'm gonna reuse, and there is not the conceptual work that is maybe sitting even, or there is the composition that is just like putting together different elements and build up like a sculptural image, or that can be site specific. So the work in between, sometimes I have days that it's only sculptural work and sometimes that it's only performative work. And the transition can happen very fast and can also not happen in weeks. So it's difficult to answer this question, but it's there. So I perceive that it's important for us to experience the installations with all our body. I always try to create a work that the audience can experience in different ways, not only visually. They can walk around, they can go through, they have like a physical reaction to it. They have to experience it in a performative way, let's say. So I appreciate this a lot, and I think my work is also around the possibility of recreate a whole room or immersive installation where there is a feeling that is more, I don't know, it's full, it's not only flat on the image. But this is always like, I think like each artwork is defined by the person who look at it. Yeah, it's a difficult thing to do, to put yourself in the audience, but we can do. There are like some way of how people looks at or like experience things or works. Everyone is experiencing a different way, I think. It can be a swing between violence and you can be a bit afraid because like the metal is quite sharp in a way. You can also be attracted by the visual effect, the contrast between of the materials. In this case you have also like a smell in the room. There are like many different way of experience it. You can be attracted by the contrast of the light and the obscurity. You can I don't know, like you can experience how you like. I'm not there to tell you to look at it, actually. I'm honest. Like I don't, like it's not my job. I do different work at the same time, so I'm still continuing work with metal. I am exploring like new forms, and I'm working on 2 performances, but it's more like a type of work that I don't know, I cannot define now. It's still in a raw state, so let's see where it's going. What, I don't know, like they reminds me a bit of my childhood, like the fields, the materials from my family, like the metal from my family. So I have like a kind of childish approach to them, also the mask. So yeah, that's what unites them for me, not personally. It's just like, if I have to think about like a feeling, and then we can, oh no, like the conceptual behind this is different. I think in general it's important to have space that gives voices to the people that wants to say something. Then I think it's always a fight to tell what you have inside. Places like this, they can help you to develop your voice. Let's say like this. No?